Hi, I'm Chang, and today we're going to be talking about whether or not you should compare yourself to another business. Now, that's a very good question, and all of us probably have felt this at some point where we have compared ourselves to another business and whether or not we felt happy about what that business was doing or that business was doing better than us and we got depressed. There are points where we start to look at other people's businesses. Now, there are a couple of ground rules I would like to go ahead and put in place because I do think that watching other people's businesses is helpful, but there is a point again that you do start comparing yourself to the other business and you start getting depressed because you're not seeing the progress that the other business is making. So rule number one, keep yourself separate from the other business. They're another business. You are a separate company. You do not need to compare yourself to that other company. You might be in the same marketplace in general and a little bit in the same category in that marketplace, but does not mean that you are exactly the same business as them. In a single marketplace, there are several niches of little target groups that you can go ahead and market to and get as clients. It does not mean that those clients are immediately taken just because they're in a marketplace group. So what I mean by that is, for example, I am doing massage therapy. There are several people that need massage. There's people that are sitting at desks that need massage. There are sports people that need massage. There's people that just want relaxing massages. So there's all these different categories of massages. I'm not going to go ahead and go into a marketplace and say, well, he's already got all the people or she's already got all the people in my area, in my general location doing massages for, and they've already got most of the clientele, so I can't actually go ahead and go in and compete. That doesn't mean that. It just means, hey, she's gone into the marketplace, she's gathered up this group of people, those are her clients, that's it. I need to go ahead and find the clients that I don't have, and I need to go ahead and advertise to those clients and find out exactly what they need for that type of client that doesn't want to go ahead and go for his or her business that is in my area. So that's the way you got to think about it, is that there is no way that you can say they got all the clients, and that's oftentimes what we do when we compare ourselves to another business. We just assume, hey, they got all the clients already, and they really don't. They only got the clients that they have, and they marketed to those clients specifically, so that is their client basis, and you cannot touch it. So number one, don't try to think of yourself as trying to get their clients. Your clients are theirs, you're over and done with. That is it. Go try to find another client. There is no point wasted in trying to get and obtain a client that they already have made. Because now they're loyal customers, hopefully, if the business is doing well. And if they're not loyal, they'll probably switch over to you at some point. But don't waste your effort trying to compare yourself to another business. If they already have a clientele, that's their clientele. Don't go worry about it. It's just theirs, okay? So rule number one, just kind of separate yourself from their business. They got a certain clientele, you got a separate clientele. Just go ahead and figure out how to market to your clientele. That's all. Rule number two, if you are comparing yourself to another business, there are points in which you will still, even though I've said rule number one, you will still feel like you have to compare the other business in terms of going in the same marketplace and going in the same niche. That is okay. You're going to have those feelings. But the thing you have to remember is some businesses don't do things the way you would do it. And that makes a huge difference. And one of the biggest things that I've seen as someone that is in the massage therapy market, so to speak, is that there's a lot of people going into medical, but a lot of those people that are going into medical have none of the background that I have. They don't have any of the pre-medical education that is so vitally important for me personally when I go ahead and serve my clients. And for me personally, I like to go ahead and stay very ethical within the medical profession, which means I'm not going to tell you what the hell you have. I'm not going to even suggest that you have something. I'm just going to say, this looks like this might be a problem. this looks like this might be an issue. There's these number of possibilities that this could be. It could be this. Please go ahead and check with the physician just in case this is what I'm thinking it is. Go check with the physician, make sure that you're okay, and then we'll proceed from the massage from there after you've seen the physician and after you've checked with them. I'm just here to go ahead and follow the physician's order, basically. And that's what I do. Now, a lot of other massage therapists are in the medical field, so to speak. They don't actually go ahead and follow those procedures, and they like to go ahead and just suggest, hey, you have carpal tunnel because your hand isn't working properly, and we did this orthopedic test, and I'm like, their orthopedic test is great, but did you check their thyroid and make sure that that is not also the problem, because that can also replicate carpal tunnel syndrome. And I'm like, that's kind of a problem if you do not understand chemistry, and the thyroid has a huge component into your body, and it's like, if you do not know and understand the chemical nature of the thyroid and what it does, then we've got issues. So there are those gives and takes. So again, rule number 2, make sure that you understand, is that business doing things the way you would? Because maybe they're doing things unethically, or they're doing things in a very sneaky way, which you do not appreciate and you do not like, and you want to be something else. You want to be a little bit more ethical. Then that's okay. Then just go ahead and acknowledge that and just separate yourself from the business that way. And oftentimes what I will actually do is, if I see a business that I actually am following that is all of a sudden not doing what they're supposed to be doing ethically, I will actually just go ahead and cut that business out from my Instagram and Facebook feeds, and I'll just completely cut them out, because they're just not worth my time to look at, because they're only going to go ahead and make me think about things that will lead me in the wrong direction for my business personally, and I just cut them out because I just don't want to deal with that. It's just easier to ignore it. So sometimes that is a good thing to do, is just ignore a business. And so you got to learn how to give and take and feel where the businesses that you want to pay attention to. And once you kind of figure that out, you just go ahead and follow those businesses, and just keep in mind they are a separate business and you are not their business. So that is something to keep in mind. So I do hope this video helped you, and I will see you in the next video.